dissolve in water. Okay,
So
all ionic compounds can dissolve in water. Okay, طيب. The third one or the third method, we have number one, electric conductivity. Number one, the first method to identify or to differentiate between the metal and the non-metal is by electric conductivity. طيب. ليس
اه
the
ايوه
first method to identify whether the compound is ionic or covalent is by electric conductivity. How can it come, يا ليس؟ Huh?
it
Can you
depends.
explain? Can you explain this?
Ionic can conduct electricity and covalent not.
Don't conduct electricity. Why? Why? Because ionic compounds contain
When molten
free
molten
ions.
three ions
And
and
ionic
covalent
compounds, yes.
don't contain three ions.
Okay. And ionic compounds, as we said, they contain free ions when molten or solution only. Type the second one or the second method is by solubility in water. Number two, the second method is by solubility or in water. We said that ionic compounds are soluble in water, and covalent compounds, some of them are soluble in water. Type the third method and the last method, the third and the last method is by melting point. Melting point. This is the third method. The third method to identify the ionic from covalent compound. Melting points. Ionic compounds, we have ionic compounds. Ionic compounds have high melting point. They have high melting point. While covalent compounds have low melting point. Why? This
because
because
ionic
the high
attraction force between metal
wait,
combating
wait,
positive
wait.
ion and negative ion is strong.
Yes,
Attraction force.
yes, that's right. In ionic bonding, we have, for example, we have sodium Na positive, and we have chlorine Cl negative. Okay, so we have positive ion and the negative ion. So there will be a strong attraction force between the positive ion and the negative ion. And we need high energy to overcome this attraction force. So the attraction force between the ions in ionic compounds are very strong. So we need high energy to overcome this attraction force. While in covalent bonds or covalent compounds, we don't have ions. The atoms are the same. So the attraction force between the two atoms is weak. Okay, the attraction force is weak. So here in ionic compounds, this is due to the strong attraction attraction force, the strong attraction force between the ions, while in covalent bonding, it's weak attraction force. Okay, weak attraction force between the two atoms. So the melting point will be low. You can note this if you put some sugar and some salt on fire, on a fire. Okay, if you put some sugar and some salt on a fire, you will notice that after a little period of time, after a small period of time, the sugar will melt and it will change brown. It will give a brown color, and it will melt to give a molten substance. While salt needs a very long time to melt, and it will not. Okay, at the end, it will not. Okay, because it needs a very high melting point. Okay, so this is the difference between